Hi everyone, today we are reacting to the Debí Tirar Más Fotos short film by Bad Bunny, and I am so excited for this. I had someone request this on my reaction to the album Debí Tirar Más Fotos. If you haven't checked out the reaction, please do. I have to say, thank you so much for the love on that video. There were so many really nice comments. A lot of you guys liked it, and that kind of got it into other people's YouTube algorithms as well, which was super helpful. But in general, it was just so cool to see the kind of conversations that were on there and the engagement. And yeah, so just thank you so much. I had such a good time actually listening to that album, and the timing of it was really cool because Bad Bunny himself was having like a crazy couple of weeks with, you know, kind of taking over the Grammys and then doing his halftime show, which was absolutely fantastic. You know, it spurred a lot of really cool cultural conversations happening everywhere on the internet. So it just feels really special to be experiencing this in real time. And also, as someone who hasn't really dived into a non-English album before, it feels good to now be able to appreciate him the way so many of you guys have for years and years. So I'm really grateful that so many of you enjoyed the video and really welcomed me into it. So thank you. From what I understand, the short film is tied directly to DtMF, which already is kind of like the emotional centerpiece of the album. It is the title track, and it makes sense to be that. So I'm really interested to see how this visual element sort of deepens that meaning. I don't know if it's going to make the song sadder, more political, more personal. Not sure what to expect here, but I'm really excited to get into it. So let's do that. Gorgeous. Oh, this reminds me of the halftime show, actually, kind of, with the way it pans down into sort of the plants themselves. Kind of cool how he treated the flag there like a plant. You know, inspected its roots kind of and then put it aside. That was sick.
Conocí mucha gente buena. Fui a muchos países, a casi todas partes del mundo.
Is this supposed to be Bad Bunny?
Como Puerto Rico.
Like years later, or is this like a someone else, like a non-fiction thing?
Aquí había algo, no sé qué, una magia increíble. Y todavía la hay. Todavía la hay. Yo no era de estar tirando fotos.
It's a very common regret.
Stories, ni nada de
wanting,
eso.
you know, wishing you took more photos with a person, in a place, memories in general.
Cuando llegas a esta edad, recordar no es tan fácil. Debí tirar más fotos, haber vivido más. Debí haber amado más.
Huh? Who is that? Who's that little guy?
Mientras uno está vivo,
I love him. Is he a frog? What is he?
Por eso es que yo lo amo mucho usted.
Yo también a ti.
Oh my God. Concho.
Yo también a ti.
Not what I was expecting.
Esta es mi foto favorita.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wow. Esa foto me gusta mucho. Ahora esa también es mi favorita.
That was so cute. On his little walk.
Han pasado muchos años.
Oh, wait.
Pero recuerdo este día como si hubiera sido ayer. A mí también.
The scenery outside is it's like Technicolor. It's so vivid and vibrant. Diverse amount of music around him. Is that sort of the takeaway? Puerto Rico is just full of music lovers? Or is this supposed to be something else? This is Puerto Rico, right? It might not be. Because they're speaking English. And they're playing, like, English music. Yeah, I don't think it's Puerto Rico. No, wait!
Like close by. Okay, so we can just drive there or walk there.
Oh, it is Puerto Rico, isn't it? It's the gentrification of Puerto Rico. It's gotta be. Whoa, that shocked me. So I was like, I'm so sure this is Puerto Rico. That was the whole thing. He was pulling the flag. It was Puerto Rico. So why is there so much like, you know, like the English music, then passing the English-speaking family. Oh my God.
Buenos dias. Welcome to the Flamboyant Panaderia. Can I take your order?
Muy buenas. Una tripleta.
Sorry, we are all out of tripletas.
Well, pastrami.
Yeah, we have pastrami.
I'm still reeling from
pastrami.
realizing that.
Eggs and cheese.
Criollo bread, sobao bread, Mallorca bread, or sweet medianoche bread.
Criollo bread.
Whole wheat Criollo or normal Criollo?
Normal.
American cheese, right?
That's a familiar, like,
I prefer
too many options at the coffee shop
Papa
kind of deal.
cheese.
Weird.
Like father?
No, not like Papa cheese.
Hey, I know what he wants. It's okay. Tirame uno de papa.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay, anything else?
no, that's all. Perdón, no.
It's weird. It like,
Sorry.
it makes him
I also want
seem like the
quesito
stranger, but like in his own land.
for a friend of mine, my friend Concho.
Okay. Regular quesito, bacon quesito, or guava quesito. We also have vegan quesitos. Let me just check to see if we still have some. Cheeseless quesitos are all gone. We sell them fast, sorry.
I want a traditional quesito.
You mean regular, right?
Yes, regular.
Okay, your
Yeah,
total
like-
is $30.
It's doing such a good job of making him seem like the outsider in his own land because he's just his entire, you know, where he lives. It's like a loss of culture, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't take cash.
I was here a couple of weeks ago and I paid with cash.
We just implemented the new system this last Monday. It's corporate policy to offer our clients a cashless environment. But you can pay with
That's
your
what it
phone.
is. It's very corporate. And it's like, it makes everything seem the same. You know?
I am sorry, mister, but I cannot prepare your food until the order is paid in full.
But please, I knew the original owner.
Yeah, oh my God.
I'm sorry.
This is like deeply upsetting, actually.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, it like makes it.
Tranquilo, don. Seguimos aquí.
Sí, seguimos aquí. Gracias.
No, no, no. Gracias a usted.
Joven, tu dinero.
Se apure, señor. Chavos son suyos. Son 30 pesos.
Oh my God, $30. Okay. Sorry, I keep cutting myself off while I'm speaking, but it makes it all seem the same as every other place out there. It's so corporate, so like almost like life soulless, you know? Completely drained of like what makes it so special, like the culture of it all. That was like such an uncomfortable interaction. And it's not necessarily the fault of the cashier. But he's absolutely a victim in all of it, you know? Especially when, like, having the guy around him who was like, hey, we're still here. What a thing to have to, like, reassure each other about.
Yo no sabía que había quesito sin queso.
It's called a quesito. Like, why would it be cheeseless, you know? Like, that's crazy.
Queso, pues, deberían ponerles otro nombre desde ya.
Yeah! I agree.
¿Escuchaste eso?
¿Escuchar qué?
Esa música.
Yo no oigo nada.
Cabrón,
Oh, it's
escucha
cool.
eso.
It's like
escucha,
showing like
escucha.
bass.
Tremendo. Por aquí no pasaba un carro así con música hace, chacho, yo no sé cuánto tiempo.
Yo creo que yo nunca había visto uno.
No, si te digo, ya eso casi ni se ve. Yo me emociono cuando pasa uno. Extraño mucho escuchar la muchachería.
Yeah, like the community is gone. That too.
El sonido
The community is
del
like, yeah, I don't know.
Bueno, y si eso ya no lo hace nadie, ¿por qué no lo hace usted?
bar. ¿Hacer qué?
Dar vueltas por ahí con el músico prendido.
Good for him. Gorgeous, like, houses and landscapes and stuff.
Muchacho, deja
Oh, he
eso.
wasn't even doing it. Okay, never mind.
Bueno, pues entonces vamos a seguir viendo más fotos.
Ya te dije que no tengo tantas. Yo te voy a enseñar las que tengo. Y voy a tratar de recordar las que no tiré. ¿Ok?
Yo pienso que debemos tirar una foto de hoy.
Ay, pues claro, la tiramos.
He's got beautiful land, though. And I love that the house is pink. Oh, is it over? That was kind of heavy. Heavier than I expected it to be. Yeah, that was a hard watch. That was the short film for DtMF, and I think calling it a short film was accurate. I was expecting more of like a music video, like it, showing maybe skits and then having the song in between, and there was only really like maybe like a second where you could hear the song. But yeah, it was kind of an uncomfortable video to watch, seeing someone who's lived in Puerto Rico. He was talking about how he's like traveled the world, but it's always Puerto Rico he comes back to. It's something about Puerto Rico. And then it like shows him in his house, looking at photos, talking about the importance of taking more photos. And then he goes out, and for a second there I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't live in Puerto Rico, because this does not seem like Puerto Rico. It seems like, it seems like the continental United States. It seems very Caucasian, very white, very like, and white culturally is what I mean. Very, I don't know what the word for it is. I don't know how to separate continental culture from what Puerto Rico has, but the only thing I can think of is like the colonist culture. That's the only way I can really think to refer to it. But I thought that the film did so beautifully and very depressingly was showing all the ways he's being turned into an outsider in his own land. Even something as simple as like when he was walking to the bakery, the fact that the couple coming this way would not make room for him on the sidewalk and he had to move aside. Already, that frustrates me so much when people don't like make room for other people on the sidewalk, stay on their side of it, make sure that people can pass through. But it was such a simple and beautiful way to show the fact that he is being literally, even in a simple interaction like that, he's being forced out of the space that is his own. That was like such a small thing, but immediately it was like, oh, like it was offensive, like physically offensive. And then the entire interaction that he had in the bakery was kind of crushing, to be honest. It made me so uncomfortable. It made me so sad for him, because like I said, he was a complete outsider. The place he called home was changing around him. The culture was sort of being taken out. Talking about how like he literally knew the person who had started the bakery, but then having the cashier person refer to the owners as corporate, because that's what it was now. It was no longer backed by a single person who built it up from the ground up. Now it was something that's owned by corporate, which makes these sweeping changes, which kind of drains the culture of it all. That it was just so hard to see. And you have like a little glimpse of reprieve when the man sitting off to the, first of all, there's the man in the back who, when he talks about Papa Cheese, he's like, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about, I'll make it for him, don't worry about it. And then there was the guy on the side who comes in and pays for him when the dude is surprised to find out that it's cashless. He comes in and the thing that he says, hey, we're still here. Which is, you know, like a way to reassure him, like, hey, we're still here. The culture's not gone. We are still here. Which was like such a beautiful, but again, such a sad moment that it needed to be said. You know, we are still here. That made me so sad. You know, and then him repeating it back to be like, yeah, okay, thank God we are still here. But then it was also in their interaction. The difference in respect was, it like, was crazy. And honestly, it reminded me of like where I'm from. So like when he's interacting with the cashier, it's very just like, hello, how can I help you? The normal sort of like, you know, very, very like depthless, very shallow like conversation of how can I help you, da da da. But when he's talking to the person on the side, the person refers to him with respect as señor, you know, and then the other says, hey buddy, like, hey my friend. You know, the way they even talk to each other is so different. It's so much kinder and it's so much more respectful. And it reminds me of where I'm from. I mean, I was born in the U.S., but my parents are from Pakistan. And anytime I've gone back to visit, when you go to stores, it's the exact same way. You call the man at the storefront uncle, you know, out of sign of respect. All of the pronouns in Urdu, there are built-in pronouns you use to show a sign of respect, to show that you're talking to someone of either older than you or someone you just respect for some reason. There's pronouns for that, and that is what you would use to speak to these people. And so even seeing that difference in the culture and the language, you know, Spanish versus English, just reminded me so much of like the difference of being back in Pakistan, where there's so much more respect and the culture is so much richer and you have that in common with them, versus then coming back here and like, don't get me wrong, I love America, I love the US, I love living here, but you come back and it's like something is missing, you know, like a piece of you is missing, something that connects you to where you are. Again, like, don't get me wrong, so lucky to be here in the US. I have so much more opportunity here. I'm able to make a life, make a living. My parents are here, my entire, immediate family is here. But it's just, it's hard to even talk about it because, you know, without sounding ungrateful, because there is just something missing. It was so much more sad than I expected it to be. And it was interesting because it did try to like deflect from that, making it feel like it was like an everyday thing. Does that make sense? I might need to explain that a little bit better. Basically, like, he has that interaction and you can see him kind of get frustrated, kind of get a little bit sad, and then he sees the person who comes to him and says, hey, we're still here, and then he goes back to his place. And then he's talking to, what was his name? The really cute frog. Concho is his name. Basically, he comes back home with all the baked goods, right, and goes back to Concho, and he's talking to Concho and just being like, isn't that so strange that they had a quesito without cheese? He's not coming at it from the perspective of anger or even frustration, which you, as the viewer, I would understand. Instead, he comes at it from the perspective of curiosity. He's curious about the culture or the people who are invading his own land. You know what I mean? Like, that was just so... The grace that he has for the gentrification. It was just really, really... You know, it made it clear that this is something that he deals with every single day. You know? And he's accepted. Because what else can you do? What else can you do but look for those small moments with the people who also are from your land? And moments to wave at them the way he waved at the guy cooking in the back. The way that he, grabbed the hands of the guy who paid for him when they said, we're still here. You know what? Like, it's just like these little grasps you have to make. So yeah, this was very deeply moving. I feel like I've rambled a lot, but that's all I can really say. This was deeply moving. And one thing I was thinking about was, I was just like, after the halftime show had happened, I was like scrolling to see what people had said, and I saw that, I hate to say his name, I meant to have him blocked on Twitter, but I just muted his name, but Jake Paul, if you know who that is. If you don't know who that is, lucky you, keep it that way. Anyways, a tweet by him showed up about, how much he hated the performance and and I'm not going to really focus on that part of it. But then I saw someone mention that, hey, like, he's saying all of this, but he bought a house in Puerto Rico so he doesn't have to pay his high taxes. And I was like, that was a moment for me where I was like, it's such blatant gentrification because he lives there, he profits off of living there, and then he spits on the dirt that he eats the food of. You know? There's like a phrase, there's a phrase in Urdu, which is, you know, the language we speak in Pakistan, which is, it basically when translated, it means do not salt the earth that feeds you. You know, it basically means do not insult your home, you know? Do not insult the land that has, you know, where you have grown up, which has fed you over years. And it was exactly like that. Like, that's all I could think about, because I was like, he bought a house there. He is quite unethically profiting off of that house there and ruining the space around him because he's raising the property value, you know, and contributing to the gentrification. He's also just like a really shitty guy. So that's beyond. But then on top of all of that, he's very happily insulting the culture itself. He is an outsider there, and he acts like he's above it. That in itself was just so upsetting. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point I've kind of rambled on, and I don't really know what the point of me saying all that was. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Really beautiful visual. I'm really glad I saw this. I didn't know his visuals were like that, too. I saw he was, like, one of the directors on it, too. I didn't know Bad Bunny was like that. So thank you to all of you, you know, for recommending this. It's kind of like even though I only listened to the album like 2 weeks ago, it makes it fresh again in my mind, and it makes me want to go listen to it, which I probably will right after this. But yeah, thank you all so much for pushing me to watch this. I feel like I'm getting to experience his era with this album properly because of you guys. I am going to just go re-listen to DtMF right after this. Maybe rewatch the halftime show. But yeah. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like. Let me know if there's anything else that I should react to for Bad Bunny or for any other artists that you like. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.